something that that's something that I learned during the Flatiron boot camp that I brought over to here. But yeah, I can tell you how I study in general, I guess. But
Okay.
yeah. Or like when I was in my first boot camp, I have there's different levels of studying. It's like how much energy, based on how much energy slash time you have. Like if I was completely worn out, exhausted, like I'm just gonna turn on some YouTube videos, Stats Quest or
Mm-hmm.
3 Blue 1 Brown. Like I'm just gonna watch something.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a little bit more energy, then I'll like work through like Khan Academy, like the online courses,
Okay.
like to get some additional, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
just to get like some additional practice in. I'll work
Okay.
through like and if I'm like really, fired up and not tired, I'll read books. And
Yeah.
so it's like there are tiers depending on how much energy I have, and that it helps to get like a mix of different learning in.
Okay. Cool. Any favorite YouTube channels that you always refer back to?
So 3 Blue 1 Brown for
I'm
like,
gonna write that down.
yeah, this
Okay.
I guess the stuff that I watched mainly was having to do with like math. So 3 Blue 1 Brown, they do like, if you want to get really um if you want better understanding on like linear algebra, and I believe they have calculus videos as well. They're good for that. They have really great visualizations, and it helps to put formulas and numbers to like an actual image so you can see what's happening.
Okay.
They're good. And then Stats Quest, which with Josh Stammer.
Okay.
Those two are helpful. I have other videos. I have other people that I follow a lot of different people on YouTube. I just cannot remember all of them at the moment. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't remember all of them, but I do follow quite a couple of people. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I forgot to ask you, how did you find out about the Ds4a program?
I have tried to remember this. I have honestly tried to remember how, because people have asked me, because I've like passed along, especially now that they're accepting applications for the next round. I've like been passing it along to some of the people I went to boot camp with, and so I've been passing along to people, and they're like, "Oh, how'd you hear about this?" I do not remember. I think it was Instagram, but
Yeah.
I honestly, like, I feel I was in a stage. Oh, that's something else that has helped me. Like after I finished the boot camp in February, and I was like, all right, like I need to keep moving. I need to keep going. I was in a stage where I was like signing up for like everything. I was like,
Mm,
I'm signing up for conferences,
yeah.
I'm signing up for like webinars, for pet, I'm signing up for anything that will teach me a little bit. I'm gonna put my name down, my email down, see what I can learn. So it was in that phase that I came across this program, and I think it was Instagram. I don't have a TikTok, so I know it wasn't TikTok, but I
Mm-hmm.
think it was Instagram. Not 100% sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. I found out through Instagram.
yeah.
And I thought it was a scam, but I applied
Me
anyway.
too. Me too. Yo, me too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, well, let's find out.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
And here
I was
we
like, I
are.
can't. Yeah, same. I was like, oh, this is likely a scam. Like, who's just gonna give out knowledge for free? Like, who's gonna give out,
From a Harvard professor. Like,
exactly, like, what? That doesn't sound right. But I put my name down anyway, and I was like, all right, well, let's see how far the scam goes. Like, let's see how let's see how far it goes. Yeah.
Okay, so thinking about we have 3 weeks left, 2 weeks left. I don't know if you checked the schedule out like it's pretty shortened already, so we're
Uh-huh.
getting down to the end. Where do you envision yourself for when you apply to that job, you get that job? Where do you hope to be? What kind of job do you want?
Ooh, that is a good question. Um, Probably one that I should be thinking about more. Um, I so I know that I want like a small team,
Mhm.
even if it is at a larger company. I want like a fairly small team. I want there to be like some sort of a mentorship relationship within the team where I'm there and I can learn and I can grow.
Okay.
Since I am at this, at the beginning of my career, is like a place where I can learn, make some mistakes and grow. Like that's going to be very, very important. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I think that's probably as far as far as I've thought about that. I like staying remote, so someplace remote, But yeah, that's not a great answer, but I don't know.
What are
I don't
you
know.
doing now in your internship?
So I'm working on a retention project. So it's a summer internship, and so that's also ending fairly soon as well.
Okay.
So I'm doing these two programs that are well, one's an internship, one's a program, both ending in August. And so yes, so I'm working on like a retention project, but it's nice because I'm working on a project that will be implemented within the company.
Mhm.
Even if I don't get to see like the final fruits of the project. Yeah, I think it's very cool that I'll at least have something that even after I leave, I'll be like, oh, like they actually used whatever I did. There, they used it. So yeah, I'm working on that, and then my manager also is like giving me opportunities to like you know build up some additional skills, so like some data engineering skills as well. um you know Tableau. So I'm actually working on a task right now that involves Tableau, and so um they've been very, very supportive and very helpful. And yeah, he's giving me opportunities to be like a great job candidate when I
Yeah,
get
sounds
back
like
into
it.
the market. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do you feel, I know you mentioned imposter syndrome earlier. Do you feel like the work you're doing now, you have been well prepared to do it and contribute? Yeah.
um yeah, so I think that I it's funny because your mind will like sort of convince you that you don't know things even when you
Yeah.
do. And
Yeah.
so yeah, and so it's like there are things that like I still have that sort of hesitancy, like, oh my God, I'm going to screw up everything and send this company crashing to the ground. Mind you, like I don't have the permission. I don't like they have the infrastructure in place where it's like nothing I can do will actually mess up the company. But even still, it's like
Yeah.
I you know I'm hesitant, and so that I know. But yes, I will say that I do have like a good foundation, and I have been able to do, even if I wasn't like at like maybe the skill level that I would have liked to be at, I do have like a good basis, a good foundation. And so um most things, or a good amount of the tasks that I've had to do, it's like even if I hadn't done it before, I had seen it, or like I it wasn't completely foreign
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
And there are certain things where it's like, oh, like I don't think I know how to do this. Like and then I start doing something. I'm like, is this right? And my boss will be like, yeah, like that's exactly what I
Yeah.
wanted you to do. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't know how to do that. And so
Yes.
yeah, so definitely that confidence piece. Still working on that, but yeah.
Yeah, I think for us, or me speaking as a woman and trying to pivot into a new career field, I think mindset shift is very important, like how we retrain our minds to let us know you can do this, because like you
Yeah.
said, your mind will like even if for something simple, like if you're trying to run, like your mind will
Mhm.
say, hey, you know what, it's time for you to stop, when really you just started 5 minutes ago. Like you can
Right.
go
Right.
longer. But I
Right.
think mindset shift is important, and understanding like you've had all this training,
Hmm.
you could start applying for jobs now. Like you're
Yeah.
qualified, and just reminding yourself that you're qualified. um, for our program, what has been, I guess, one of the most interesting pieces of data science you've learned so far, or one of the programs? I know we just had training on SQL, and before that Tableau, and of course Python.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite so far?
Um, my favorite has probably been Tableau, because that is something that I wanted to learn, and like
Okay.
I yeah, I wanted to learn how to use Tableau. Like I wanted to um my hope, like if me at the peak of my career is like me as a full a well-rounded data science, and someone
Hmm.
who can take like a project from beginning to end, like with little to no help. And so um I did want to get better at that like the front end side of
Okay.
things, and like the so yes, so I think Tableau has probably been like the most useful. And they graciously gave us the what's the
Like
I
access for a couple
yeah,
weeks, the
yeah,
free, yeah.
yeah, exactly. They and so I was like, okay, I actually can like play inside of
Yeah.
Tableau and see like how it works and how everything um how that all goes. And so um yeah, so far that has been super helpful, and it came at like the right time too, because I'm doing that in my internship and then also in the program, so it's like, oh, this couldn't have come at a better time.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
So thinking back to Sandra in September before she started um, Flatiron School,
Mhm.
and Sandra today, who's done Flatiron School, who's had this internship, had this experience, almost finished with the Ds4a fellowship. Um, are you proud of yourself at how far that you've come?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's funny because I actually hadn't thought that's not a thought that has crossed my mind either.
Sure, let's give you a round of applause. It's almost been a year and you've been training and
Yeah.
getting experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right. It's good to take the time out and be like, wow, I did do that. I did. I have made it this far. But
Yeah, you did it.
yeah, it's funny because until just now, have not thought about that. I'm always like, what's next? Like, what's the next move? Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I am proud. Like a lot of people, not everyone is able to make it through boot camp. Not everyone is able to like um
Yeah.
make a career transition on such. It was like at the drop of a dime that I was like
Yeah.
1 minute I was like, I'm gonna go to grad school, and then the next I'm like, all right, well, tech.
Yeah.
Let me see how this tech thing goes. But yeah, I am proud. I am proud of myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm proud of you too. Yes.
Yeah. I'm
So
proud of
what?
you as well. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 more weeks. 3 more
I
weeks.
know. I know.